Hello?
Hello, Dada.
Yeah. Are you ready to present?
Yes, Dada.
Okay, good.
Okay. Dada, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good morning and selamat sejahtera to Dr. Loh Cheng Yi, to Kaden and to Miss Yo from AJIYA. So for my group, we'll be doing roofing. So so this will be our roofing workflow. Different from IMAS group, we doing the workflow step by step to show how it can be processed step by step. So we have 6 steps based on the workflow instruction that we receive. We will doing step 1, call requisition and loading. Step 2, machine setup and product setting. Step 3, first piece inspection. Step 4, uncall, roll form and cut. And step 5, control of non-conforming material and product. And step 6 is packing. Step 7 is balance coil unloading. And that will be the 7th step that we're gonna do in our workflow. So I will show the workflow on the Upstone. So this will be the workflow list for our group. Uh, as uh, as shown here, that our group workflow, we've been doing it step by step. So for the first steps, we do the call requisition. So the runtime given was 10 minutes. So based on the idea just said just now, it's just an estimation. And Kaden already explained that how the runtime can be done. So this will be our start step. So for our asset, for this step, we're using the overhead crane and forklift. For the item that this produce is our aim is the coil for roofing, and the output will be the coil that for roofing also. So for the checklist, for the checklist, we'll be doing the coil daily inventory record, the coil usage, and the coil requisition for the step 1. For the step 2, first the step 2, we have the machine setup and product line settings. The runtime is 10 minutes estimates. For our asset shown here, we use the uncoiler and the round forming machine. For the input and output of the step for this workflow will be, the input will be one piece product of roofing and coil for roofing for the output. And for checklist from here is the machine setup and product length setting. For the step 3, the first piece inspection, the runtime is 5 seconds. For the runtime is 5 seconds. So we will check the piece by piece according to the total quantity that the customer order. So for the asset that we use is the measuring tool, gauge, and measuring tape. So like for the simplified version, like Ayman's group did, they didn't put this as it is not it's not available based on the personnel that in this station. So the input is the product, the output is also the product, because this step is the inspection for the product. For the checklist will be the inspection checklist and the first inspection test. So for the Angkor of raw form and cut, for our group we didn't put the runtime because we didn't set the total square foot of to use. As for roofing, we use the square foot. 80 square foot equals to 1 minute. So we didn't put the runtime. Sorry, sir. So for the asset that we use is the uncoiler, reforming machine, and the input is the the output is the final product. The input is the coil for roofing. So the checklist is the Angkor, reform, and cut. So for the step 5, step 5 is the control of non-conforming material product. There's also no runtime on this step. For the asset, there's none asset, and the configure the input for this step is the non-conforming material, and the output is the non-conforming material that we have confirmed. So the checklist is the non-conforming material product. For step 6, is packaging. The runtime for each of the product is 5 seconds. So the asset that we use is the packing tool, seal strapping. So the ins will be the ins and out will be the ins will be the metal strapping. The out will be the packing roofing. The in will be the pallet. And the plastic sheet and the roll form product. So this will be the in and outs for the packaging step. For step 7, for the balance coil unloading, we have the runtime for 10 minutes, and this will be the last step for the workflow. For the asset will be the weighing machine, the overhead crane, and forklift, where we weigh the machine and weigh the final product. And the output will be, the input will be the balance coil. And the checklist will be the balance coil unloading. For this will be our workflow for our group of roofing. We done it step by step so that it can be monitored and can be easily monitor for checklist and can see for each step that the process make. For
So
our
itu saja kan?
there's from us, because the other process is also the same process that the IMANS group use, the checklist, using the checklist to obtain the checklist, and IMAN use the order and tracking, the same as the other process is the same as the IMANS group, that using order tracking. So when we input the order and tracking, we can use the scheduling so that we can determine which time and which date that the process can be made. And lastly, the workstation, where we can oversee all the timer, to oversee the timer to see whether it is completed or not. That's all from my group.
Thank you very much, Rais. So I suggest we also let the third group present first, and then only we go through the Q&A session. So Anwar, so maybe you present dulu. But all the steps looks quite similar, right? So I think maybe it will get a bit boring if we do it like linearly.
Yes.
Okay, Anwar, maybe you present first.
Completely